A relationship in crisis. Turkey drifts further away from the U.S., its longtime ally, and its NATO partners every day. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's increasing authoritarianism and pursuit of a nationalist agenda has put his country at odds with its allies. Meanwhile, he's found a friend in an old foe.
Turkey's drift away from NATO and the West is a source of consternation.
So why is this such a big deal? Well, Turkey is simply too important for the West to lose.
The stability of Turkey is a key component of the security of Europe and the United States.
It straddles a critical geopolitical fault line between the East and the West. NATO has a major military base in Turkey, and Turkey possesses NATO's second-largest armed force. Turkey also has a big role in the distribution of energy from the Middle East to Europe. And it controls the waterways from the Black Sea to the Mediterranean that are especially critical for Russia. So why have relations soured? Earlier this year, Turkey bombed and captured a Kurdish enclave in Syria's northwest, called Afrin. Ankara says the Kurds in Syria are linked to the PKK, a Kurdish militant group it's been fighting since the 80s. The U.S. backs the Syrian Kurdish forces and sees them as partners in the fight against ISIS.
Suriye toprakları tüm teröristlerden arındırılana kadar bu ülkedeki faaliyetlerimizi artırarak devam ettireceğiz.
There were fears this could lead to a direct confrontation.
Very recently, Turkey and the United States agreed for the withdrawal of the Syrian Kurdish fighters from the northern central Syrian town of Manbij, which prevented a confrontation on both sides.
But new disagreements have sprouted, such as the U.S. move of its Israel embassy to Jerusalem.
Amerika çözümün değil, sorunun bir parçası olmayı tercih ederek Orta Doğu barış sürecindeki ara buluculuk rolünü yitirmiştir, kaybetmiştir.
And its decision to pull out of the 2015 Iran nuclear deal.
It is seen as a potential harbinger of instability in a very unstable and volatile Middle East, and that the potential for a military confrontation between Washington and Tehran or between Israel and Iran is now greatly enhanced.
And the discord goes deeper. Ankara says that Fethullah Gulen, a Turkish cleric that lives in the U.S., orchestrated the attempted coup in Turkey in 2016. Mr. Gulen denies the accusation. Turkey has requested his extradition, but the U.S. has consistently said that the evidence provided by Turkey isn't strong enough to do so. Last year, some staff at U.S. diplomatic missions in Turkey were arrested for alleged links to Gulen, leading to a visa ban by both countries, which was resolved at the end of last year. An American pastor remains in Turkish custody on similar charges. President Donald Trump has called for his release. As relations with the U.S. deteriorated, another global power stepped in. Just a few years ago, Turkey and Russia were at each other's throats. Turkey had downed a Russian warplane near its border.
And merely 9 months after that incident, after a lot of political bickering, economic sanctions, and harsh rhetoric, the relations rapidly improved.
A bond fueled by rising anti-American sentiment.
Bulunduğumuz nokta itibariyle Suriye'de Rus dostlarımızla birçok temel konuda aynı endişeleri paylaşıyoruz.
Turkey was able to seize Afrin in Syria because of Russia's cooperation, ousting the forces there that are backed by the U.S.
İnşallah bundan sonra da Suriye'de istikrarın tesisi, huzur ve güvenliğin sağlanması noktasında beraber çalışmayı sürdüreceğiz.
Turkey also recently signed a controversial deal to buy an advanced anti-missile system from Russia.
This system is not interoperable with the NATO infrastructure, and that has caused a lot of disquiet in Washington and the potential shutting out of Turkey from the purchase of F-35 fighter jets.
And there are major joint infrastructure projects in the works, including a nuclear power plant and a pipeline to carry Russian gas via Turkey. Turkey also presents Russia with a broader opportunity, a means of undermining, weakening, and destabilizing NATO and the West.